my ignorance for the purpose was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I had this huge snowball on my shoulders that I had to carry. Like the longer I kept ignoring it, the heavier it got. Hello everybody, so welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about purpose and the fact that purpose is one of the, if not the most loyal thing that you will ever encounter in your life. And so by the end of this video, I want to suggest you that we start to be loyal to that purpose too as well, because maybe it would give us a deeper meaning. And if that is what you want, it's a no-brainer. So let's get into it. Recently, I've been experiencing a super huge strikes of ideas and of creative visual works. And I'm spending more time on Pinterest looking for ideas than on my Instagram. And I have noticed that there might be something connected with my purpose. And what I want to specify is that I believe everyone has purpose. Like each one of us, you're watching this video, you have a purpose and you know it. This is just my theory, okay? But like the earth and the life is there to expand. As the space expands, we are prone in nature to expand. Like when you plant a tree, and it's really like principles. Like when you plant a tree, what does the tree do? Like it's not gonna shrink, it's gonna expand, it's gonna bloom. Why flower expands? When the conditions are good, our hair is, how's the word, growing, literally growing way quicker when we nourish ourselves. Like everything, I believe, is about expansion. What that means is that we wouldn't be born if we wouldn't have something in ourselves to expand the earth. We might say that, oh, I'm just doing, this for a living, or yeah, I'm just doing this aside. I'm just volunteering here and there. And we never really connected with our purpose, which, purpose is like the answer on why are we here. And also to say that I know that so many people say, oh, find your purpose. And that means like, oh, just change your job, change your whole career. I think that purpose is just about knowing what you are here to do. For example, when it comes to me, I believe that I'm just here to empower people. And that's also what's in my bio on YouTube. And that's what I'm trying to, it's the way of living. I mean, because purpose, as we evolve, the purpose will be always the same, but the ways how we fulfill the purpose, it might get different because we experience everyday new things, we get to know ourselves better, and we, if we do the inner work, we also understand ourselves better. And so with time, the purpose, it's on its own, it doesn't really change in my opinion, but the ways how we fulfill it, it changes because we change, we evolve. And so we find new ways how to fulfill the same thing. And so that's why some people might think that the purpose changed. Like when you say, oh, I went from making a coffee to comedian or to doing comedy. Well, maybe your purpose was to entertain people at the same time. You could entertain people while making a coffee, and that would be literally the same purpose. But now maybe that your skill set got better, you can go into more mm, like straightforward way how to entertain people. So yeah, this is what I wanted to mention, and that I don't want to put this equation like purpose equals job or something like that, or the way how you make money. You can do purposeful things aside of your job, because the purpose will be always there, and you can't really, and you know it. How you know it? You know it by your curiosity. You know it by what excites you. This is how the purpose comes up. I remember when I didn't want to dance. I was dancing when I was very little, and then I stopped for like 15 years. because I was embarrassed, because I was, I did have so many beliefs that I'm not good enough of to get the attention, and I didn't want to get attention. So I was really avoiding it. But, I was journaling at the time. Like, I was journaling for more. Right now, it's gonna be like a 14th year of me journaling. And so I couldn't unsee it. Like, when you're doing this inner work, even as a kid, you can't unsee things that you really desire. You can't unsee things that is part of you and should be there in your life, but you keep abandoning them for external reasons, for other people's opinions. You keep abandoning them for just to be just to not be laughed at. And I might not have been laughed at, but I might have been the center of attention. And that was already super scary for me at that point, at that moment. And so I would really avoid that. But what I would do almost every evening, I would just go on YouTube and search for this one choreography video. At one point, something broke in me, and I was like, why am I watching it every single evening and I'm not doing anything about it? Like, am I not actually saying to myself something? I mean, it's not my whole purpose, like dance, but it is definitely part of it. I would be still like wondering, like, wait, okay, so why am I watching it and why am I not doing it? So that's when I started to discover again in journaling, why am I actually not doing that if I like it? What would be the point of living if we wouldn't be doing things that we like? We would be just audience imprisoned in their own mental prison, that we can't do something, that those were like limitations. By this inner, let's say, awareness, that's how I realized how many of wrong beliefs were stopping me from doing what I love. And now dance is my daily practice, and I'm it's easier to dance than not to dance for me. And that's also a, I would say, definition, or one of the definitions of whether you're doing something that is, purposeful for you. It's easier to do it than not to do it, because it is you. It is like it is like changing completely artificial or superficially the way how you dress. If you have a certain, dress code that is speaking you, and all of a sudden you should be switching to a dress code or to clothing style that is not you, it's going to be more exhausting to combine things. By default, you're going to incline for that dress code that is more like you, that feels like you. And so this is literally how you want to live. You want to live by the way how you feel the most yourself in the life. The thing is that you kind of know what you should be doing here. You know what to do, but we just don't want to do it. Either it would be because of our internal default mode, how we are raised on our beliefs that are not ours truly. That might be our parents' beliefs, or that might be our teachers' beliefs, or our doctor's beliefs. Any belief that was not yours might be stopping you from doing what you really love. Just take a journal and journal about it. Like, am I actually living my purpose right now? And just write. And you don't have to, and really don't think about it. No one will read it. You can then tear the paper, and no one will, get access to it. It's just going to be for you. But if you keep abandoning the purpose, at one point you will allow it to show up. Like, at some point you will accept your purpose throughout your life, and either it is going to be you deciding to accept it right now, or any time throughout your life. But I really suggest, like, the best time to accept your purpose and to really lean into it was, like, let's say 5 to 10 years ago, and the second best time is now, because then I could experience deeper meaning by living my life, this only life that I have. Or you're going to be forced to accept it and to admit that there was the purpose. So I encourage you, you know already what this purpose is, and it's super loyal to you. It's going to be always there. Like, it's like this friend that is going to be quiet, if you say be quiet, it is going to be quiet. But in the meantime, it's gonna be like waiting, and either you're going to be like, huh, okay, so let's just pay attention to you a little bit more, or you're going to be again suppressing it. The purpose will never leave you. And that is just something that if we think about it, it's amazing. But don't we want to pay attention to something so loyal? Because this might be actually one of the greatest decisions that we can make. And this purpose will be there for us always, of course. But if it is so like noble, if it is so loyal, don't we want to appreciate it and maybe at least try to incorporate it in our lives somehow? And so that's what I'm currently also doing. And as I'm also evolving, I see new ways how to fulfill this purpose. And these ways are not the easiest, but they somehow have to be made. You know, purpose also gives you this life force that not many people without the purpose know. If you have this life of waking up to either university and the job and doing and meeting deadlines and being in this performative mode so much, you might not really have this life force because there is nothing really internal in you. Like, of course, when you are here in that job to gain some experience, to gain some knowledge, that is going to be the inner motor, let's say. But if everything is just falling from the outside, it's very hard to tap into this, into the energy on steroids, let's say, that would literally take you off to stratosphere. And once you allow the purpose to show up, or to think about the purpose at least a little bit, you will feel the rush of energy. That is the energy that created this freaking world. Like, have you seen cities? Like, how people can create cities, huge freaking buildings. And also, what I want to mention, if you are a sensitive person and empath, let's say, and if you think about things a lot, you are, especially you better really allow the purpose to show up in your life in any way and start to act on it. Because what I can say for myself, before I was listening to it, before I was, let's say, being the responsible one, or being the one that when I was explaining what I'm doing, it was very easy to explain to others, and they were like, "Oh yeah, she's gonna study economics. That's it." It was so easy to explain, and also it was super easy to look at others, being like, "Yeah, I definitely understand what you're doing, and I love what you're doing, and I'm not scared for you, you know?" Like, this was something I needed to feel. And so that's why I was also kind of suppressing the purpose so much, because I kind of knew that it was more on the creative side, it was more artistically related, but I was so scared to show it because I was so scared that other people wouldn't accept me. In that moment, when I was, putting the purpose aside, it felt like I was abandoning my best friend. It felt so empty. And I don't know if you have also experienced it, or if that is something that is natural, but it makes kind of sense that if you abandon something that is made for you, you will not feel better after. Like, if something was clearly meant for you, and you will say no to that thing and yes to a thing that is evaluated by other people that have no business in telling you what to do in life, actually, well, there are some stakes that you are not going to feel better after doing it. And so that's what I've also experienced. When I woke up, I was always, it wasn't me. Like, it was not me. It wasn't me talking like this, um, being passionate about something. It was just like very dull Edith that was just going through all the deadlines, and I would be always talking to myself on videos, And I remember I was just watching this one video that I've created, or not created, but I just recorded it for myself, like 4 years ago. And I was talking to myself, I hope that if you're watching this video, that you're really on a better place right now, because this I couldn't bear it. Like, it didn't have any meaning. Like, at that point I didn't see any meaning. But I knew that it's gonna get better. Like, I still had the faith that this is not gonna, stay forever. But it was really tough to even get through the day. It was like this snowball effect, where my ignorance for the purpose was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I had this huge snowball on my shoulders that I had to carry. Like, the longer I kept ignoring it, the heavier it got. And at one point I just couldn't bear it anymore. And so this is how not following and how ignoring my purpose showed up in my life. And I better always listen to what my internal purpose is pointing me to, because also, when I said yes to that purpose, when I decided to follow it, so many opportunities showed up, so many people that were so freaking creative, and that were just, I would meet people that owned dance studios. I would never meet people like that when I was focused on my academic things, when I was focused on writing seminar paperwork and stuff like that. I was still doing the university stuff, but I just allowed the purpose to show up, and I allowed myself to express my purpose in any way. And if I did it, you can do it too. So let this be like your little reminder that your purpose, as now you're watching this video, is still sitting in here. And maybe you are already listening to it, which is amazing. And so you want to just check in, and you want to be like, okay, is this really the thing? Or is this the way I'm fulfilling my purpose the best way? Or is there any other way? And am I enjoying it? Does it bring me joy? Or you want to investigate what is your purpose, or you basically want to take action and decide in the first place. And yeah, like that, you develop your life with a very, very deep meaning. And it's one of the greatest feelings ever. Like, to finally know why you're here, and to live your life with this knowing that, oh, I know why I'm here. I know what I'm supposed to do here. It's like going into a job and no one telling you like what to do. How would you feel? This is kind of similar. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Uh, and I will see you very soon. Stay awesome. Stay loyal to your purpose, as the purpose is loyal to you. Bye.